It's been a year since I spoke to Alex Jefferies, so I'm checking back in today to see how his offseason went, what the goals are for the season, and just everything else in between. So here's a chat with Islanders 2020 fourth round pick Alex Jefferies. So Alex, thank you for joining me. How's it going right now? Season's begun, everything's good so far?
Yeah, it's going well. Good start to the season. We're off to a pretty good start. Obviously, wanted to get 2 wins this weekend, but yeah, it's going well so far, and just preparing for BU this weekend. So excited for that.
Absolutely. So let's dial it back a little bit. Give me the origin story on Alex Jefferies, the hockey player. Where did the interest in hockey begin? Uh, is it a brother, a sibling, a father, a mother that got you into it? And how did it evolve from there?
My dad kind of got me into it first. He played college hockey too, so that was kind of my first start into it. But then once I got on the ice, I loved it. So from there, I never wanted to get off. So he kind of helped me get into it, and it's always been my favorite thing to do, and always what I wanted to do. So yeah, it's been great, and started playing when I was real little, and still love it today.
So your dad, did he go to Providence College?
That's right. Yep.
So I think I heard on the broadcast that they referred to, he had a nickname called, it was Woods. Do you know what the
I guess
deal is with that? Why Woods?
I don't know. I never asked. I think it was Woody, but yeah, something along those lines. Never
So
asked, but
did they call you anything? Did they call you Woody Jr. or anything of the sorts? Or is it just Alex straight up on the ice?
no, just Jeff usually for my last name.
Okay, all right. That's better than just kind of like Jeffy type of thing, right? Like hockey players usually just add an E at the end of everyone's last name. So at least you got
Yeah.
that going.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
how did the off season go for you? What did you focus on during the off season?
It went really well. Just focused on training and in the weight room a lot. So that's kind of a big focus. And like I said last time I talked to you, just my big thing was working on my defensive game, kind of being more of a 200-foot player. Just trying to grow into that. Still got a lot of work to do there, but I think I've gotten a lot better at that. So that was kind of the big focus on that aspect of the game.
How do you do that on like getting set for the defensive side of the game? Is there like a defense coach that you have over the summer, or is there a certain thing that you just know you have to work on? How do you work on that exactly?
Well, Coach Bork helps me a lot here at Merrimack. I mean, for me, it's just kind of focusing on it. Like I've always just been like goals, points, like trying to score the most and be, the best offensive player I could be. And, as I get older, just kind of, realizing there's a lot of good offensive players. So I got to be good defensively too. And, keep pucks out of our own net. So, but as far as just focusing on it more and just kind of when I'm watching my shifts, watching the games, just kind of noticing more on what I'm doing on the defensive end instead of just how I can create more offense, how I can be better defensively too.
Right on. There was another thing that you mentioned the last time we spoke. It was you were working on not going around the net. You were telling me that you'd have this kind of habit of continuing past the net rather than stopping at it when an offensive play is happening. Did you work on that specifically as well? Like just knowing like, okay, I got to stop here and then I got an easy layup type thing.
Yeah, so like every drill we do in practice, where if it's just like a regular flow drill, like usually I'll just come in, shoot, kind of like circle back to the line. Now every drill I try and shoot the puck and stop at the net, even if it's not like part of the drill, just so I don't. Because if you do it in practice, I like just kind of circle off to the side. Then in a game, I do it because it just makes it easier. It's easier on your legs, like to not have to stop. It's easier just to turn. So it's kind of just taking the easy way out, and it just creates a bad habit that like once you get into a game, like you think you can just in a game I'll fix it, but it sticks with you. So I've been trying to work on it in practice so it transfers over.
Yeah, practice how you play, right? Type of thing, or play how
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
practice. Beauty.
Yeah.
So you had a pretty significant injury during the year. Was that the first time you've gone through that type of adversity, right? Like dealing with an injury where it set you back most of the year. Is that the first time you went through that? And how did you go through that?
It was tough. I mean, it was the first time it really took away games during the season. So it's tough watching games for me and just sitting on the sidelines, up in the stands. It's tough. So just staying strong mentally and getting back physically was, kind of my, just what I was focused on. And, it feels great now. So that's, I did a good job. So hopefully everything goes well. And, I'm just happy to be back out there, happy to be back with the team and everything. So it's going well.
Yeah, I could imagine it's not easy to sit there and watch everyone. So you're right, like focusing on the positive and working back towards it. And like you said, you're in a good space now. So like it obviously worked. And on where you are now, like you got new line mates who just both transferred in, not directly from Alaska, but they both play together in Max Newton and Steven Jandrich. I think I pronounced that correctly.
Yep.
How is it like working with them on the ice? You got two guys who've played together, have kind of this like chemistry already. How do you come in as the vet on the team and kind of play around with not only knowing how the team works, but with them as well?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I played with Max Newton a lot last year. He was here last year. He transferred in last year, and then I met Steven this year, and it's been great playing with both of them. This last weekend, I was with Ben Brar too, so we mixed it up a little bit. But yeah, it's going well, and they have so much knowledge. They've been around for so long in college hockey. It's their 5th year, both of them. So, and they're both awesome players, so it makes it easy for me. And they just have we all think the game, alike, and it's a lot of fun playing with them.
So on that, I just want to pick on something. You're moving up and down the lineup. You're playing right wing top line. You're playing third line. Is that something the coach is kind of trying to get you to focus on? Not to say like you're our top line guy, or say like, well, we need you more here and more there. You're more of like a Swiss Army knife type of player. Is that something he's communicated to you, or is it just kind of like I am where I am and that's it?
Not really. I mean, yeah, it's been just, I think for the most part, it's just kind of go out and do, what you're asked of, and it doesn't matter where you're playing. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's just, pretty straightforward and just kind of know your role. I know what I have to do to be successful.
Right on. So what are the goals then for you this season? So I obviously you're not going to say I want to hit 50 points type of thing, but like, what are the things that you think when it comes to the end of the year, you'll say this was a success on an individual level? Obviously, like if the team wins a lot, that's obviously good. But for you, what would be a good year for you?
Yeah, I mean, I said like going into the year, obviously my first goal is for the team to win. We want to win a Hockey East championship. So as a team, that's our goal, and that's my biggest goal. But as far as for me personally, just to play the whole season and not have any injuries or, obviously COVID, you can't, that's not going to, if anything happens there, you can't, it's just kind of the way it goes. But obviously I want to play every game and play a full season. And that was a big, I worked with my trainer all summer, and his name's Jamie Smith, and he's really good. So hopefully, that was kind of the focus, to be healthy the whole year and play the full season, because it's no fun being injured. So that's the biggest goal for me, and hopefully I can do that.
Are there things that you do or take stock in during the offseason to try to prevent injuries from happening? Or is it just kind of like, well, injuries will happen, it is hockey? Or do you take steps in like strengthening specific areas to ward off said injuries?
Yeah, he's got lots of different stuff. Like the big thing, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just, he can explain it better than me, but just sort of like he does these isometrics. So basically I'm just, instead of just like lifting weights and like going up, down, like we hold positions for as long as we can. So like I'll be doing like a split squat or a push up for 3 minutes straight, like with weight maybe. And then we go like as slow down as you can. So, I think, and there's all sorts of science like behind it that, he shares with me. And so hopefully that works. And I trust him a lot. So, I didn't get to work with him the summer before of COVID and everything. So, it's obviously never going to be foolproof. Like the best players, Crosby gets injured all the time, but anything you can do to kind of, help that and make it, a little less likely is good. So that's kind of our goal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, like, because obviously you can't ward off any injury. Like you can't stop someone, getting the stick in your skates and then something happens. But I was just wondering if there was steps, and clearly, like you said, the isometrics. So last thing here, I hear my father-in-law doing some drilling, so I can only imagine it's going to come through in a second here. A little bit more fun topic here. Off the ice, what do you do for just fun? Obviously, you do schooling, but is there anything else that you have interest in outside of hockey in school, that is?
During the season, it's kind of tough. I mean, in the summer, I play golf. That's kind of, I like playing golf. I like playing tennis, too. That's my big thing. So at prep school, we have to play 2 sports. So I played tennis a lot. So that's kind of become my favorite thing to do. And so I'd say those 2 things, just hang out with friends and family. Obviously that's a big thing. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
You pretty good golfer, or I'm horrible.
No,
So like,
I wouldn't say so.
okay.
I'm getting better. Hopefully I'll get better. But yeah.
And when you get on the island, just talk to Cal Clutterbuck. Apparently, he's the best golfer, or one of the better golfers in the entire NHL. Apparently, like in terms of handicap, I think. Again, I don't really know golf very well, but there's a report about a few years ago where he was one of the better ones. So like, hit him up for any golf knowledge you want. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
Beauty. Well, thanks, Alex, for taking the time to chat with me. Hopefully, the season, like you said, is going well and continues to go well, and you play the full year.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Right on. Thanks again, man.